Myles, you clearly had a focused summer. Can you take us through the mindset for you going into the summer, what motivated you, and your biggest takeaways of those various different things you tried to do?
Well, the biggest thing for me this summer was I wanted to, push myself to new limits. I really wanted to improve my body, improve my diet, improve my overall game, and just improve my mindset. And to be able to execute the plan that I had set in place at the very beginning of it, that was surreal to me, and it's obviously got the stuff I want to get done. But now it's about putting all that stuff to work, putting it out on the court.
Myles, it's one thing to improve your body, probably more difficult to improve or change your mindset. How do you go about changing your mindset, and how is it different now than it was before?
The biggest thing with the mindset is just taking a step back. I've been at this for 3 years now. I kind of seen the changes. Kind of seen the improvements and stuff. Areas need to get better, but it's not set in stone. It's not a set process. It's just something you got to mature into. I think I've matured a little bit this summer, but now it's just about executing.
I think there's always been talk about Myles needs to be a better rebounder, needs to be more physical. Is that in your mind? Is that part of your mindset? And how do you accomplish that?
Same thing. Just get out there and doing it. I'm not you can work on it all you want to. You can say all you want to, but just the mentality has to be out there to go out there and attack. And that's what I'm more into now. I'm not settling back, and I'm not taking a back seat. I'm just going out there, playing, hooping, and just getting the job done.
Myles, there just seems to be more happening in this off season. There seems to be some motivation within this group to get more done in this time before the season starts. Do you feel that kind of from one season to the next?
I feel like that's something that started last season. I don't think that's anything that's changed. This group is I think it's a very intimate group, and we're a very driven group. We've seen what we're capable of, but we know we're capable of so much more, and we're willing to push each other to get to that level. So, it's going to be. I anticipate this being a great training camp. Getting the new guys acclimated, but we want to roll quickly.
Myles, how'd the yoga go? How'd you get into that? And what was the first session like when you were in there?
Well, I've been doing yoga for a couple of years now. I just took it a lot more seriously this summer, and I started a different flow of yoga. There's various different practices of yoga, but I started a different practice this summer. It's called Ashtanga, and it's very first practice was tough, difficult, and I didn't want to do it anymore. She was crazy. The lady had me hanging upside down. Her name was Bridget, by the way, but she had me hanging upside down doing certain things that I thought, wouldn't be beneficial for me. I didn't realize why I was doing it, but after a few practices, it's just, within a few practices, I already felt the benefits, and it's something I want to stick to, and it's something that I really embraced.
Could Domas hang with you doing yoga, and do you think you guys can work better on the court now that you guys have done that together?
Yeah, no, me and Domas had some, we had a good time in Dallas together. He actually came in for a week, we got some good work in, but, he hung tough. He was pretty much able to do everything that I was able to do, and I was, fairly impressed. Domas is very, you can see he's a very strong dude, so the stuff that he was doing was, nothing less, nothing to mind. So, I'm excited about getting the opportunity to play with him. We got to play with each other a little bit in Dallas, and hopefully be able to do it, more this summer, this season.
Myles, any specific improvements you made over the summer? Are there things you can do now that you couldn't do at the end of last year on the basketball court?
I think I'm just moving better. I think I feel better out on the floor, and I feel a lot looser. That's all going to go into me defending a lot more this year, and that's where my mindset is at this point.
Myles, Nate talked about those exit meetings with you and how he felt like what Nate said to you kind of aligned with your thinking as well. How similar were you guys on the same page of what you needed to do this offseason to take that next jump?
Well, we had our talks, and we were both on the same page about the defensive side of the ball. I think that's one area where I needed to improve, and one area that I'm going to continue to improve, as my career and as the season progresses. So, that's really what it was. I think it was defense was both of our biggest things.
Myles, do you hope that you and Domas can play more together this year? And what do you think that will accomplish? How effective will that be?
Having two 6'11", 7-foot guys out there, definitely claws at the lane a lot more. We have some length out there, and rebounding especially. So, hope we're given that opportunity, and the fact that we can kind of exploit teams and play high-low. I mean, that's another big thing. Domas is very good without the ball, very good with the ball. I can spread the floor. We both have our certain roles that, I think can play very well hand in hand together. So if you get an opportunity, I think we'll thrive in that role.
How much do you think it helps your game bringing in a guy like Tyreek Evans that is like Oladipo, where he can work pick and roll and really set up the bigs?
It's going to be big for us, especially him, coming off the bench and being able to lead that second unit because he can make plays with the ball. That I think he can make consistent plays with the ball, and I think he's an improved shooter too. So opens up the floor a little more, and then he can also get others involved. And he plays at his own pace. I don't think he ever gets sped up very often, and that's one thing I think is underrated about him.
Myles, the thought that this team was disrespected last year, that it was an out-of-the-blue fluke season, how does that carry into this year, just from a mental standpoint of what you guys still have to prove?
Well, we only got to the first round last year. The regular season was fun, and it was what it was, but I don't think we've taken that next step or that next jump yet. So, people can call it a fluke all they want to. We came in last year, we worked hard. We really we came together very quickly, and we're looking to do the same thing this year and take that next step. So I'm excited. I'm excited about what's to bring, especially in this Eastern Conference this year.
Myles, we've talked about how Vic took you guys down to Miami. I'm curious kind of what you feel that the team gained from that and kind of how that was a good thing heading into the season.
So to be able to get that intimacy very quickly into the summertime and for guys to kind of get acclimated with each other, off the jump, I think that was really good for us. Bringing in guys like Doug, Kyle, Tyreek, CJ, all those guys coming in. We got to hang with each other off the floor, kind of learn about each other a little bit more. That's still something that we're going to have to do more and more, but to be able to do it early, kind of like we did last season, it only made us better and only helped us. So, I'm expecting to do the same thing.
Myles, have you ever been, I know this is the only team you've been with in the NBA, but have you ever been a part of something like that before where, kind of the leader of the team brings guys down to kind of work on being together before the season? How unique is something like that to Vic?
Well, it just kind of goes into Vic's personality. He's not, he had all the accolades last year, had all the stuff coming in, but it didn't really change who he was as a person or as a team player. So, to be able to, have, one of your leaders be able to step up and do something like that and guys be able to fall in line with him just like that, I think that's huge.
Myles, from what you saw of Vic over the summer, I don't know how much you're with him, but did you see any particular improvements from him? Did he improve his game over the summer? And does he need to kind of learn how to be the star player and learn how to handle the focus of defensive attention?
From everything I saw in Miami, he looks like he's ready to go, man. Vic just has this gear that he pushes when he gets on the floor. Off the floor, he is who he is, a little goofy little dude that he is. But once he gets on the floor, he's competitive, has that fire, and that hasn't changed. And to be able to see that so early in the summer, I think he's ready to go push right into the season.